The quarterback is really good, is the driver of them on offense. And they just play smart, sound, fundamentally sound football and discipline. I told our guys in our locker room I was proud of how they battled and fought for 60 minutes, continued to make it a game, and made some really nice plays to cut the lead there and get us back in position to fight and for it to be a game. But again, as I've stated in several other games that we've lost, too many critical errors, penalties in critical situations in the football game. When you talk about penalties, when you talk about third downs, 2 minute, red zone, those things continue to show up. And so, I really challenged our football team to respond this week. I said, we've talked about these things since I got here and became the head coach. We emphasize these things, and at some point, we have to, decide it's either the pain of discipline or the pain of disappointment. And until we decide to be disciplined, we are going to have the pain of disappointment. And so that's squarely on my shoulders. We've got to find the guys who are going to do it right and do it right all the time, and make sure that we give those guys opportunities. But some positive things in this football game. I thought that we battled and our guys continued to fight, which we know that they will play hard. We just have to continue to do a great job as coaches, putting them in positions to make plays and do what we do well, and eliminate the critical errors that continue to show up, because until we do, those things will continue to haunt us when it comes to wins and losses.
All right, take questions.
Coach, you held them to under 100 rushing yards. How do you think your run defense played?
Thought our run defense was excellent. I really do. I thought that we did a really nice job. Coach Esposito and defensive staff did a really nice job putting together a really nice game plan. Our players executing that. I thought one of the things that showed up in this game as well was we limited explosive plays. We limited them from the big home run plays that we've been so susceptible to in the first half of the season. So I thought from run game standpoint, from playing fundamentally sound, our defense did an excellent job. Still, too many times we're creating penalties and giving them first downs on third downs. We have them stopped on third down a couple of times, and penalties continue to haunt us, giving them free extra possessions.
How do you think Hayden Wolf played, or what did you see that you liked out of him?
Yeah, Hayden Wolf came in and really did a nice job. When you look at our quarterback situation, 2 games ago, Trayson played a really nice game against Ball State. Last week, Hayden played a really great game against Mississippi State, and both of them were really nice performances, solid performances. Felt like either one of those guys really had earned the opportunity to be our starting quarterback. Felt like Trayson had a little bit better week during the week this week, and I always feel like it's hard to take a guy's opportunity away when he is not able to play due to injury. So we wanted to give him the first at bat to go in and play quarterback. There were some things that he did really well, but there towards the end of the half, he made a couple mistakes. On the 2 minute drive, took a sack, which we've talked about from day one. Can't take a sack in 2 minute in the 2 minute drive, and so we came in at halftime and talked with the offensive staff. Just felt like we needed a spark. Hayden Wolf came in and provided that spark. I thought he did a really nice job, again, moving our offense in tough circumstances. We went down and scored multiple times in the second half. We made it a 1 or 2 score game and got within striking distance to really apply the pressure back on Miami.
They had 4 sacks. How much does those sacks hurt you?
Say again, I'm sorry.
The sacks, they had 4 of them. How much does that hurt your offense?
Sacks always hurt. I think for us specifically, we're not an explosive offense. We're an offense that, when we can stay efficient and when we can stay efficient on first and second down and stay in third manageables, we're a really good offense. But so sacks really do hurt us. Sometimes that's a product of getting into a must-throw football game where they know they can pin their ears back and really come after us. And so I'll have to look at the tape, but I don't know if that was a product of necessarily our offensive line giving up sacks or them being able to really pin their ears back in obvious pass situations, knowing that we were down a couple of scores and needing to throw the football.
Coach, the downfield stuff for the offense today just unfortunately wasn't there like it was a couple weeks ago against Ball State. I know that Sambucci was out, but what was it about what Miami was doing out there that just kind of made it difficult for the offense to really kind of unleash anything deep?
I thought our offense did a really nice job taking what the defense gave them. Miami, just by scheme and structure, they do a really nice job keeping everything inside and in front. They are sound and disciplined. They don't beat themselves much, and so they want to limit those explosive plays and those deep balls. And so I thought our offense did a really nice job running the football. I mean, we had 167 yards rushing the football. I mean, that's our third highest rushing output, which was great to see. I thought when Hayden came in the game in the third quarter, he did a nice job throwing the ball and keeping the offense efficient, but taking what the defense gave us. And the big shots were not there. So I thought he did a really nice job moving the football, scoring some points there. But hitting the underneath stuff. So really more a product of what they do schematically than what we weren't doing offensively.
And then looking at your secondary today, I don't know the number off the top of my head, but just plenty of pass deflections all around. What can you say just about that back line of again, their ability to limit Miami getting anything big?
Really proud of our defensive secondary. We have multiple guys playing and stepping up in an impact role due to injuries. I mean, Bustle's out for the season. Kanai went out. I mean, both of those guys are key players for us who've played in a lot of football games. But I thought Anthony Rumpf and Bilal Kone, them stepping up and being ready for their opportunity was really exciting. Really proud of those guys. I mean, they had multiple targets on the day. They were really sound in coverage. And even the balls that were called on them, they were contested catches where they're right there. They're fighting for the football. The receiver winds up making a better play on the football. But from a coach's standpoint, nothing more that they could do, competing for the football and being in position. So really proud of those guys. They're going to have to play more for us as this season moves along. And so today was just the first test for them against a really good quarterback who sees downfield really well, sees the open guy, and then, gets his ball to the playmaker. So for those guys to step up and have multiple pass deflections and be in position, I was really proud of how they operated today.
What makes their quarterback just so difficult to defend? He was pretty efficient. Obviously, you got a couple of turnovers or interception on him today, but what makes Gabbert just so difficult to defend and against?
He is so smart in everything that he does. Whether it's pre-snap, undressing the defense, trying to see, what coverage we're in, what scheme we're in, getting them in the best play, whether it's post-snap, taking what the defense gives you. He is so smart, to not put the ball in jeopardy very much. Very much. I mean, obviously we got the turnover against him where Kanai picked the football, which is rare against him. But when something is not there in the pass game, he uses his legs to escape the pocket and get yards to keep them on track and keep them efficient. We knew that they were a ball control, time of possession offense. I think you saw that if you watched this game at all. They're going to get up to the line, clap, try to get you to show your hand, and then they're going to wait till the time clock gets deep into the count and then run their plays. That's what they do. They're very much a ball control offense, even though they don't always run the football to control the clock. They control the clock by how they operate their offense and the time that they use in between each snap. And so he does an excellent job of getting them into those third and manageables and then converting and keeping those long drives going.
Your defense comes up with another takeaway there in the first half. I think it was Nealon forces the fumble. Just how critical was that sequence? I know you guys obviously wanted to go down and score a touchdown there. That would have given you some momentum. I guess the decision to go with the field goal there and just how pivotal was that kind of sequence and how it panned out?
Yeah, that sequence was really frustrating. Just from an offensive standpoint, from a team standpoint, I think the score is 14-10 in the second quarter. We've battled, in all three phases to really, get back in the game. We had some momentum with the last couple of possessions with what our defense had done, and then they get a turnover on their side of the field. The score is, Miami 14, us 10. We've got a great opportunity to either go take the lead or at least, kick a field goal and make this thing a 1-point game and feel really good and continue the momentum. Offensively, we go 3 and out. I think we got 4 yards total on the drive, which wasn't very good. We need to do better in sudden change opportunities there. And be able to apply the pressure. And so, because we had not moved the football and got us into a go situation, Coach Pop felt really good about that distance with Palmer. And we put Palmer out there, and he missed the kick. And so, that was a frustrating sequence. And we have to do better executing that all around. Offensively, we want to be able to maximize, those extra possessions to be able to go down and get a touchdown and reward our defense for getting the ball back. And at minimum, we have to be able to kick a field goal and get 3 points. And so, Palmer has the range there. You saw later, in the second half where, he kicked, I think, a 49-yard field goal into the wind and did an excellent job. But, too many times we're giving away point opportunities when we put ourselves in position. And we're not a good enough or talented enough football team to do that. And until we stop eliminating the self-inflicted wounds, we're going to be disappointed with the result when we come in here. And, I told our team that, but we continue to give away, opportunities on field goals. We continue to give them extra, possessions and free first downs, defensively, but with penalties. And until we eliminate those, we've still got a long way to go.
I guess this last thing here is just you talked about the effort, the energy. It's there every week, but it's the discipline.
Mm-hmm.
Do you see this team, in the locker room today, the disappointment? Do you feel like they're, I don't know. Do you hope that the message is being relayed there and that you guys are being able to make that next step? And do you see them owning it, I guess?
This is a group that cares. They care deeply. It matters to them. And they were hurting. They absolutely understood my message. And I think that they have every single week. I think the thing that we all have to understand is we have a really young football team that has found a way each and every week to just get a little bit better and a little bit better and a little bit better. And I think you've seen that show up on Saturdays. But I think we've also seen some of the same mistakes that we've started with continue to hamper us and be our Achilles heel. And, what I told our group today was at some point we have to be disappointed enough that we're willing to eliminate those so that we can move past them. And we will see. I think that we've got a bunch of guys in that locker room that care, that heard that message, that were hurting after a loss today. Because each and every week when we've been on the wrong side of the win column, on that other side, we've talked more about not the team that we've played, but the team within that's hurt us. And I think our guys understand that. We've got to do a better job of as coaches of finding those guys that we can trust in those situations. And they've got to do a better job of making sure that when we get in those critical situations, that we don't beat ourselves. The thing that we have to remember is we've got a young group, and habits aren't built overnight. I think that what you're seeing is a group that's still trying to continue to build the right habits and find themselves while finding ways to win football games.
All right. Thank you, Coach.
Thanks.